So hi and welcome to Lisa Unplugged, I'm Lisa. Now, today we're going to do a little bit of something different. For those of you that have probably listened to the podcast for a while know that I am a fully trained holistic therapist. I'm an accredited holistic therapist, although I don't use my therapies. I initially trained only for one reason only, and that was for Paul. For those of you that have listened, you will know that Paul has PTSD, and we've been living with it I've been living with it. I've been living with Paul for nearly 22 years. So I needed to find a way to help Paul. I needed Paul to have an outlet. So I trained in everything from yoga, meditation, neuroplasticity, neuro-linguistic programming, you name it, I did it. EFT tapping, TFT tapping, all great therapies, absolutely great. And there is no other reason other than fear on my side of actually taking this out and doing it as a therapy to other people. Anyway, I also write books, and what we're going to discuss today is one of the books that I actually wrote. We're actually going to pretty much read the book to you and give you the tips and tricks. Now, this one is called, I'm just going to scroll back, bear with me, 8 Steps to Alleviate Stress and Anxiety. Now, the one thing that does come with PTSD is anxiety, quite bad anxiety. And your stress levels go up, meaning your heart rate goes up, your blood pressure goes up, etc, etc. So my plan is to go through this as a self-help podcast. As such, you will have noticed that there is meditations on there. I will be recording more meditations to go out as a side podcast at some point. That's my plan. So, let's get started. So, there's 4 chapters. One of them we're not going to do. So, statistics, breathing exercise, how and when to use it, yoga poses, we are not doing yoga poses, and calming the mind and techniques. And basically this is a self-help guide to teach you how to use the breathing the techniques and the self-help techniques, the calming the mind techniques, and basically you're just going to listen in, and if you feel like doing it, you do it. So this is self-help, so there is no doctor involved. I am an accredited therapist, but I am not going to say this is going to work for you, because not every therapy works for you. Paul had therapy a few years ago. Although it worked for thousands of others, it did not work for him. So, this can help, and that is a big word, can. Anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, PTSD, and even weight management if you did the yoga poses. Believe it or not, yoga is very, very good for losing weight. I need to talk. So, the stats. Now, obviously, I'm reading literally the book, right? So there are 82 million cases of anxiety in the UK in women, and women are twice as likely to be diagnosed with anxiety, as this is an issue that seems to be one that people struggle with most. Now, as an holistic therapist, it's about making a difference in those stats for anxiety. Men, however, do not go to the doctors and get diagnosed, so women are more likely to be diagnosed for that reason. 22.5% of females and 16.8% of males suffer with depression, and this is one of the leading mental health issues. 19.7% of 16-year-olds show signs of depression but no diagnosis. Low self-esteem in girls between the ages of 10 and 17 is 61%. Now, that's a massive number in young women. It's estimated that 3 in 100 may develop PTSD at some stage in their life. One large survey of the general population in England found that 3 in 100 adults screened positively for PTSD. It is much more common in certain groups of people. For example, studies found that PTSD develops in 1 in 5 firefighters, 1 in 3 teenagers suffering in car accidents, 1 in 2 female rape victims, obviously, and 2 in 3 prisoner of war victims. There are more than 792 million people that are affected by mental health issues worldwide. Now, I am a mental health first aid, and I'm passionate about making just small differences. Hence the reason we're doing this podcast, hence the reason I wrote this book. Now, this next bit goes on to yoga. We are not going to do the yoga, but I am going to tell you a little bit about it. So there's 8 steps in this, would have been in this book, as well as the breathing techniques and positive thinking, which are going to help you calm the mind. This also alleviates stress levels and brings your anxiety down as well. Sorry, I've got a chest infection, which doesn't help. Type of year. So let's get started, right? This is technically chapter 2. It's the breathing exercises. So I'm going to teach you a breathing technique that I was taught when I started as a yoga teacher. I found it works to alleviate stress, to make you, when you're in the middle of an argument or in the middle of a situation where everything's kind of piling on top of you, I have found that this works to try and bring you down, to give you a normal thought process for a few minutes. So the more you do this breathing exercise, the easier it will become to do it longer. So I want you to just sit back, relax, and just breathe for a moment. Now, just follow my voice, and I know you're struggling to see my eyes, so let's take them off. So I want you to breathe in through your nose for a count of 5. So in through your nose and out through your mouth. So a count of 5. You do not have to count it, just do it as you think. So now you need to be sat straight or lie down. I will say that I have done this breathing techniques with Paul and a few family members, and found that if they're lying down, they tend to fall asleep, because you're slowing your breath down, you're slowing your heart rate down, you're slowing your mind down, you're just giving yourself that little bit of calm. So, in through your nose for a count of 5, and out through your mouth for a count of 6, and I'll explain this in a minute. Now, as you're breathing in for a count of 5, you're bringing in fresh oxygen into your body. Sorry. But as you're breathing out for a count of 6, you are forcing the dirty air from your lungs out, which is giving you're breathing in fresh and blowing out dirt, which is great. So I think I could do this for a count of 10 now. It's been a while since I've done it, and with a chest infection, it's probably not going to go well, but we're going to attempt it. So just in through your nose for as long as you can, out through your mouth for as long as you can. And again. Now obviously I've got a chest infection, so mine's quite laboured today. But as you're doing this, I want you to just focus on your breath, not what's going on in your mind, not your anxiety levels, not your stress levels, just the breathing. So in through your nose and out through your mouth. And I want you to do this just for a couple of minutes. Find a corner somewhere. Take yourself away from the stress. You know, we all have stressful jobs one way or another. I know I do. And there is days where I have to do these breathing techniques for that reason. So just in through your nose and out through your mouth. And do this, count, as many times as you feel you need to, but be warned. If you do this over a long period of time, you're going to make yourself lightheaded. So just do it for a couple of minutes and see how you feel. Don't overdo it, because the more you overdo it, the more your body's going to panic, because you're trying to force air in and force air out. So just do it for a couple of minutes, calm down, and get your cognitive skills back in, your thinking process back in to place, and then you can start again. So now that you've got the breathing technique in hand, so in through your nose, out through your mouth, a couple of times, see how you feel, like kind of think how your mind is. Are you feeling less stressed? Are you feeling less anxious? Are you ready to go and get back into whatever you were doing? And if you feel that you need to come back out and do it again, that's fine. So the next thing is, now this is something I tend to do most mornings, and this is positive thinking. So I don't get out of bed and think, oh God, what a day. No, I get out of bed and think, right, what's today going to bring? The second you wake up and feel negative, your day is going to be negative, because you're instantly putting that thought and that seed into your mind. Now, it takes 3 weeks to rewrite a habit, and that means that you rewrite neurons in your brain. So, for the next 3 weeks, I want you to get up every morning and think of something positive. I woke up this morning, it's -7 here. It's absolutely freezing. But my first thought wasn't, oh God, it's cold. My first thought was, it's clear blue skies. The sun tends to make most people happy. To me, blue skies do. Because I think of blue skies and I just think of freedom. Because there's no clouds around. There's nothing in my way, and it's just free. So every morning for the next 3 weeks, I want you to wake up and think positive. And some people do this and some people don't, but I choose to do the breathing exercise as I'm thinking about positive things in my life. You know, the positive... My husband was in a serious condition in hospital over Christmas. This is currently the 18th of January. This podcast won't go out till February, I think. But my husband was in a serious condition. And although my thoughts were very negative throughout Christmas, now they are on. My husband is in a better place. He's much better. He's much well. You know, he's feeling great. And that's my positivity every morning. So it could be the smallest thing. Anything from, my kids had a great night, they didn't wake me up. Or, my kids were brilliant last night, they got bathed, they went to bed, we've had no issues. Or even, the dog didn't wake me up to go out for a wee in the middle of the night. I've had that happen. So, positivity, and it can be a small thing, like, oh, my back doesn't hurt this morning. It's just a positive thought. And that positive thought instantly puts you into a great mindset for the day. So, we're going to do the breathing exercise, and you're going to do it now. So, for me, I am very positive this morning that my podcast is going to be great. So, this is how it works. So, my podcast is going to be great. Now, you don't have to say it out loud. I am just showing you that's how it can be done. Say it in your head. You're telling your brain that you're going to have a great day. Or, today's going to be a productive day. Or, work's going to be great, I'm going to have a great day. That positive mindset, that positive thought in the morning really does set you up for a great day. The other thing that somebody once told me is waking up, doing the breathing exercise and smiling. Because the instant you smile, you instantly fill your body with pheromones to say, yes, I am happy, I'm feeling great. And that actually sets you up for a great day as well. You have to find the positive in everything that you do. The world is full of negative things. There is no two ways about that. And you have to find your positive. And that positive could be, my feet don't hurt, my back doesn't hurt, I'm in no pain, my kids are great. Whatever the case may be. You know? You take the positive out of a very negative situation. Because there's always a positive. So do your breathing exercises. Now, I wasn't going to do this bit, but I am. We're going to do a visualisation, which, again, is something that most people do when they go to bed at night. I came up with this many, many years ago to try and give Paul something positive to think about before he went to sleep at night. So, the breathing technique is something you already understand and you already know. But in the middle of that, as you're lying down in bed in the evening or at night, once your kids are in bed and everything's quiet and you do your breathing exercise, I want you to think about the forest or the beach or a place that you instantly feel happy. So it could be a holiday, a dream holiday you've had, the fact that you've just bought a new car and you absolutely love it, the fact that you just bought a new house and you are surrounded by this beautiful house, a beach holiday you've been on, a walk recently that you went on with the kids or yourself or your dogs or your family or your friends, something that brings you happiness and peace. And I want you to wipe everything else out of your mind. It's not going to be easy because we always have intrusive thoughts that come into our mind and it just pops in. And that's our neurons firing in. And what you're going to do, for me, it's a beach holiday. I absolutely love a good beach holiday because it's so relaxing and it's so peaceful. And I can feel the sun on my face, I can smell the salt in the ocean, I can hear the waves. All of it. You use all of your senses to visualise this. Sorry. Chest isn't doing very well today. And I want you to think about all the happiness you felt on that holiday, that walk, that whatever your happy place is. And we're very much doing a Happy Gilmore moment. Find your happy place. And I want you to do your breathing exercises. And I want you to use all your senses. So use your sense of smell, your sense of sound, your sense of taste. For me, it's the ocean. You can taste the salt in the air. You can smell the salt. You can smell the ocean. You can hear the ocean. And heat. I can feel the heat on my face. So all of these genuinely make your brain think that you're dreaming of this place and everything is overtaking it, and you are instantly feeling happier and calmer. And if you do this, so visualize your happy place while you're doing your breathing exercises. One, you'll probably fall asleep, and you're falling asleep to something positive. Two, you will feel relaxed and at peace, and you'll probably sleep better. I have had a lot of people that have done this and have fallen asleep while doing the breathing exercise and woke up the following morning with a smile on their face because they've dreamt of this beautiful place or this beautiful thing. You know, I've had some people, the best day of their lives or the most happiest moment of their lives was at their children's wedding, or a grandbaby's arrival, or whatever's your happy place. We all have one, so use it to how you see fit. So that's it for this self-help episode. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll be back again next month with something different. The first episode for January is currently out, and it's talking about the golden age of Hollywood. This is a self-help one, and I'm pretty sure this may well be a different podcast altogether. It'll still be under Lisa Unplugged, but it may well be like a side. So, thank you so much, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.